Welcome to another edition of the Davidson Football Coaches Show. Coach Paul Nichols, presented by J.J. Wade and Associates. I'm Mark Clemens, and Coach, bye week last week, but that didn't mean you weren't working hard.
No, it just meant we sort of took our focus a little bit in a different direction. And the first thing we did last week after the game on Saturday was we came back on Sunday and had a really strong practice and got a lot of work for our younger guys. We were very fortunate last Saturday that we had the opportunity to play a lot of guys, but that was really game experience. And then we turned around on Sunday and got those guys back out on the practice field and tried to continue to get our guys reps. And we really sell our guys that we don't know when it's going to come, Mark, but at some point in the season, we're going to count on every single guy in our program for some role on a Saturday afternoon. And so that's important. We, the entire coaching staff left last Sunday night and went on the road for a couple of days of recruiting. And then we turned back around on last Thursday and Friday and began our bye-week prep. And that really meant we're going to get back to fundamentals, just basic stance and start. And we really feel like those fundamentals are going to carry us through regardless of the scheme. And then we turned the page and gave everybody in the program Saturday off. And on Sunday we came back and had our first Marist-focused practice. So it was a great week, an opportunity to really rejuvenate our program and also as coaches get out on the road and find the next Wildcats.
Coach, and I think from week to week we've already seen a lot of progress.
Well, we have. I'm really pleased with the progress of the team right now, and we've had several situations where the next man has had to step up, and that's always good to see when you get a chance to feel and see whether or not the next man is ready. And so we continue to grow and develop. We have an awful long way to go, but I'm pleased with the progress of the program thus far, and obviously another challenge lies in front of us, which is a totally different animal.
And you mentioned the challenge, and of course Marist coming to town with a Pioneer Football League game, and that kind of turns the page on the season.
Well, you're exactly right, Mark. The page has been turned, and obviously when you get into conference play, it becomes a situation where you're playing people that you play every year. And so there's a good, solid knowledge on both sides of each other's schemes and players and athleticism. So I think from that standpoint, it's a lot less of an unknown as it was in the non-conference portion as it is to the conference portion. I mean, we know these people, and it should be a huge challenge.
And of course, they've already played Stetson and Jacksonville, so you know the comparisons.
Yeah, they have an advantage, obviously, because they've already played 2 league games, and certainly they've played 2 very worthy opponents in Stetson and Jacksonville, which are tremendous programs in their own right. But you know, we look forward to the challenge. We have to have an exceptionally good week of practice. I felt like last night on the practice field we did just that. But it's going to be a huge challenge. I mean, they are as talented and as athletic as there is in this league. And certainly on both sides of the ball, they're very well coached. And their special teams speak for themselves because they just took a kickoff return 90 yards last week against Jacksonville.
Coach, anything special coming up this weekend?
Well, we've obviously got the conference opener, Mark, but we've also got Ben Kirk, who's a former teammate of mine, going to be here this weekend as the honorary captain, and that'll be a big honor to have him back, and somebody who's really invested a lot in our program, and I'm confident can really convey what it meant to him to play Davidson football as well as what it means today. And that's always special for our guys to get to hear that voice as somebody who's been out there a little bit and can reflect back upon his experience. And you know, it's crazy because we're coming up on week 4 in the season, but the reality is we're just about halfway through when you count in training camp the entire season. So I think it's really an opportunity for our seniors, most importantly, to really reflect back and say, you know, we snap our fingers and we're sitting here at the halfway point of the entire season. We're opening the conference season, my last season here, and so it'll be a big weekend. And the Marist Red Foxes give you a little bit of anxiety for the weekend, but it will be a lot of fun. Always great to have a huge challenge coming into Richardson Stadium and Smith Field, and one that we're really looking forward to.
All right, Coach. 1 o'clock kickoff. Marist comes to Richardson Stadium, Stephen B. Smith Field. Get all the details, DavidsonWildcats.com. This has been the Davidson Football Coaches Show with Coach Paul Nichols. I'm Mark Clemens. It's presented by J.J. Wade & Associates. Thanks for joining us.